Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome, and if you have already been subscribed, welcome. My lovely people, my lovely subscribers. I just would like to say thank you for watching this video. It's a very long video. There's a point where my camera cuts off and I'm talking to myself for 15 minutes and I don't have any of that footage. I think I answered like 15 questions, so I hope you enjoy. I don't really like the lip with my makeup, but I have a nude one. It's in my purse. I don't feel like getting it, so yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's get started. Hello. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video today. So usually people do this video while they're in uniform, which, I mean, sure, you know, more power to you. Kind of like getting ready, which is kind of funny because this is a military related video, but I'm getting ready to, you know, glam myself up. I have my uniform right there because I have to roll my sleeves up for tomorrow morning. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up the questions that I have. This is just like a generic military questions tag that I watched several videos and I just kind of picked and chose which ones I wanted for my video. To pull my hair back. I wish I had like music, but you know, I'd get like copyrighted or whatever. Okay, so this is my bare face. I have a few breakouts over here. I kind of put like something over it and they kind of went down. It's just a little red, but anyway, that way you can see what my face looks like. This is usually what I wear. I don't wear anything when I am in uniform usually. So there's that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I have my little mirror here so I can see myself because even though I'd love to do makeup on here, I cannot. And I keep looking up because I keep seeing myself in the viewfinder. I'm probably gonna turn it down, but since I know I'm in the frame, you know, I apologize. Okay, so first question is going to be for primer. First question, how long have you been in? I have been in for 3 years. March 23rd of 2016 is when I went to boot camp. And I was there for 2 months and I graduated May 20th. So in a couple of weeks, or I guess in a couple of days, I'll be hitting my legit 3 years in the Navy instead of actually leaving for boot camp. Next question is going to be the next step. I don't know if there's going to be multiple questions for multiple steps, but foundation. This is my foundation. I have, it's just Smashbox, and I'm in the color 3.05. And it's an undertone warm golden, and this is like, it fits me so well, especially in the summer. I probably haven't tanned that much. Second question, what is my rate? As you can tell from multiple videos that I have made already, I am a corpsman in the Navy. And I didn't go undesignated beforehand, I just went through a pipeline and I'm a corpsman. What are your plans after you get out, or are you going to re-enlist? So I am not staying in. Now, military might be for you, and the military has given me so many opportunities, honestly, but I want to make more money. Bottom line, that's what I want. I want to make more money. I don't want to go officer, but that's just my personal thing. You know, by the time I'm done with my enlistment, I'm going to be in for 6 years. Being a corpsman, and I had to well, I didn't have to observe, but I observed to go green side. By the time I'm done, I'll be 6 years in. So I think that's well enough to be in. That's just me. I applaud for people going through MESEP or going to officer, because they don't like enlisted. I wouldn't want to stay enlisted anyway. I support everybody that goes into the military. However, a lot of people don't want to stay in. That's just my opinion. Don't forget your ears. I feel like a lot of people forget to put foundation on their ears and like on their neck. And I'm kind of generous right now because I'm wearing like a white shirt. So I just put one coat usually. I have a little bit excess on my hand and I'm just gonna put it on my problem areas. So I hope that made like a little bit of sense as to why I'm not staying in. I'm not re-enlisting. There's really no point of me in re-enlisting. Like I already have a plan on getting out and getting a MBA. It's in healthcare management. I want to help, I guess, and in the military you have to be like really, really high ranking and make a change. Yeah. Okay, next is going to be concealer. I use Tarte tape or Shape Tape, and I'm in the color 37G, and it's a mid tan golden. So this one is very close to my my foundation color. I just wanted something just like a little bit lighter. I didn't want to have like a super white because I care about brightening, but I don't care that much to like have it super white. Next, what did you do before enlisting? I worked at a trampoline park in 2014. That's when I started working there. Before that, I was a lifeguard for a summer. But yes, so I worked at a trampoline park for 2 years, and I got pretty good at it because I got promoted to manager rather quickly. I think the year I graduated high school is when I got promoted that summer, and I was a manager for I think 9 months, and then I ended up actually working for corporate for a couple of months. I just remembered I have to do my eyebrows, so I'm gonna go back to this in a second. But yes, so I got promoted. I got asked to work at several other locations because I wasn't going to school at the time, events that were happening, and so I got paid extra for that. And oh, so that was fun. And then I started working for corporate. I was reserving parties for the company for all the locations that they had, so not just the one that I was working at. And I got a commission every time I booked a party. I busted my ass, and my commission check was more than what I was making at actual place. So I was working Monday through Friday. I know that my forehead looks crazy right now, but I was working Monday through Friday at the corporate location, and then on the weekends I would work as a manager at the location that I originally got hired at. I was working 7 days a week. I don't know why I was working that much. I was about to leave for boot camp when I started working at the corporate job. I only worked there for 6 weeks. So I made like a pretty good amount of money just before I left, so I had like some money in my bank account. What is your most memorable event in the military? Picking up 3rd class as a Navy Corpsman because the advancement rate sucks. I picked up with 14%, I think. Most memorable thing, actually, let me tell you guys a little bit of a story on how I learned how to pick up. So that day I worked night shift. You know, everybody was finding out that they had picked up, and then so I was like, you know what, I'm not waiting to find out, because I don't think the results were coming out until 9 at the hospital. So I had gotten off at like a 7. I wasn't gonna wait 2 hours. Went home and decided to go to sleep. I get a phone call from my department head. Mind you, she's an 05. And she calls me and tells me that my HM1 wants to talk to me in the office. Now, I kind of freaked out. Because I had fell asleep for like 20 minutes. So at that point I was kind of disoriented. I thought that I was in trouble. I had to talk to one of my sailors about her work ethic and that she had messed up during work. And I thought that I was going to get counseled for that because, you know, I don't know. I thought that I was getting in trouble for her her mistakes because I was her team lead, and I thought that was why I was getting called in. Immediately after she hung up, I got a phone call from my HM1, my LPO, and he calls me and he acts like he's super mad, and I start freaking out. He's like, yes, I want to see you in the office in like 30 minutes. He told me the wrong time. I don't know. So I was like, you know what? If I found out I picked up, I'm going to at least get dressed. And if not, I'm going to get yelled at and I'm dressed. The other HM1, she was in charge of the entire directorate me, and she was like, where the hell are you, blah blah blah, and I was like, I'm getting you know, you guys told me in an hour or something like that, so I'm coming. And she's like, no, I need you here now. And I was like, oh god. So I'm like rushing, and I'm like putting on my shoes, and they keep calling me, and I'm like, I'm coming, I'm coming. So I'm freaking out that I think I'm in trouble. Like at this point, I don't even know if I picked up. I was just freaking out because I thought I was in trouble. They played it so well. And I get off the elevator, and my HM1 and my chief is waiting for me, and I was like, oh goodness, like what did I do? And they're like, come with me. And then I didn't even see all these people lined up, and the CMC of the hospital stops me, and he was like, hey, you know, did you get your what was it? It was some kind of readiness form. And I was like, yes, I turned it into my HM1 like a week ago. He was like, oh really? Because on here it says HM3. And I was like, wait, what? And he was like, congratulations, like you picked up third class. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I think that was like my most memorable part of being in the Navy is, you know, the fact that my leadership cared that much to, like, you know, instead of just being like, hey, like, by the way, you picked up, they made it to where it was memorable for me to remember that I had that experience, if that makes sense. Okay, next question. If you could change your rate, what would it be? Honestly, I don't think I would change my rate. Like, I might have considered doing some kind of like admin job, like either YN or LS. They can also go greenside, and I think their pickup rate is pretty good. So, you know, getting best of both worlds, I guess. What is your favorite thing about being in the Navy? My favorite thing about being in the Navy is just meeting a whole bunch of different people. I have met people from all over the Navy, and it's kind of interesting seeing how things work while you're TAD or you're at a training command. It's different getting to know all this type of people that come from different walks of life. So next thing, I'm going to be using setting powder. Do you regret going active duty? So yes and no. Yes, because I found out after I had joined that you can go full-time support, and it's all the benefits of being active duty, but you're not active duty. So you work at like a reservist place, and you don't have to worry about like getting stationed like on a ship and stuff. So I feel like if I knew, I would have gone full-time support. Where have you been stationed, including training? So I was in Great Lakes for my boot camp, and you know, that's everybody in the Navy. I went to Corps School in San Antonio. Then I went to Okinawa. I was there for 2 years, and then I went to Field Medical Training Battalion in Camp Pendleton, California. And now I'm in California again for my permanent duty station for 3 years. So this is my Morphe M433 brush. Look at me being a freaking beauty guru. I don't know if it's gonna focus. Is it gonna focus on my face? Oh, is that why people do the little hand thingy? Whatever. It's Morphe M433. And I'm going to recreate my look that I did yesterday. And so basically, I don't know the names. This is a Morphe palette, and it's going to be in the color Thief. It's going to be this one right here. And I'm going to do that on the outside. I kind of learned this from like YouTube, but I think I'm taking my own personal twist to it, because every time I see it, everybody does it differently, so whatever. So it's already stained, and I already have some product on there. And I'm just going to like go on the inside and then work my way out. And I'm going to zoom in on this. What was your favorite thing about boot camp? Okay, so my favorite thing about boot camp was how much we were sleeping, and the food. The food was pretty good, not gonna lie. You can't even see me. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry guys. So the food was really good, I'm not gonna lie. That shit was bomb. There was a lot of people that were talking during taps, but I got a lot of sleep, and then I would write letters at night. That way, like on holiday routine. I really like holiday routine too. That was nice, except the little girl that like would do the watch bill, the starboard, whatever her name, whatever that position is called. She put me on holiday routine for 2 weekends, and I was freaking pissed. So I'm gonna cut my crease, and I just recently learned how to do this, so I'm still learning how to cut my crease, so don't judge me. But basically, from what I learned, if you don't really know how to cut your crease either, is you just put some concealer on your back of your hand, and then you just like get a brush that you don't really care about. Then you just like put it on your eye. What was the worst thing about boot camp? Honestly, it was a freaking watch. Like, that shit was so annoying. Like, why did we have to have a watch? I mean, I get it. I get why they have watches to instill like authority for people and stuff, but honestly, it was so silly. Oh my god, you can't even see my face. Okay, sorry. Y'all, I got some tea. So I was talking to myself for 45 minutes, or I wouldn't say 45, like a good 15 minutes, and my camera wasn't recording. So I left you guys at, I was cutting my crease and was looking bad. But I put on my eyelashes. This is the finished product. What I did on the other, what I usually do is so I'm gonna kind of do this. I put my eyelashes like towards the middle and pull the other end, and just kind of make it snug. So I'm just gonna continue on with the experiences because I don't know when the last thing was, so I'm just gonna keep going. Oh, how many tattoos did you have before, and how many did you have since being in? So I had 3 joining. So I had my Stay-Gold tattoo, and I had my cross, and then I have my Native American on my ribs. And I got those all when I was, well, I got one when I was 17 and the other 2 when I was 18. I joined at 18, left at 19. I've gotten 11 tattoos since then, or 11 more tattoos, and so I have a total of like 14. Yeah, and so that averages about 4 tattoos a year. What are some bad habits you have picked up in the military? So some bad habits is learning to trust people like super quickly, because everything is just kind of like very fast paced in the military. Like, people get married like 2 months after dating and stuff. Like, it's crazy. Learning how to trust people is something that I have had a bad habit on, and it's not a good habit to have, honestly. Like, trusting people very easily, and then they like break you, or they learn like secrets about you, or you trust them and they go behind your back and do some shady crap. What are some good habits you have picked up in the military? So some good habits is really being productive, like making your bed every morning and making sure that you're, you know, on your best like image. Like, but no, yeah, you want to be like the best sailor, or like the best, like, you know, Marine or soldier or airman. Like, you want to be the best, and so I think the military has really instilled that in you. You just kind of take pride in like your uniform, and I don't know, you just take pride in that. It's going to be lips, and I'm going to be answering another question. Why did I join? So I have a lot of reasons to why I joined, and honestly, I wanted to do something bigger than myself. I've kind of been in the medical field for a little bit, ever since I was a freshman in high school. I was an athletic trainer, so it just kind of made sense to go into the Navy, and the Army didn't really like appeal to me, and I did want to go to the Air Force, but it's kind of hard to get in contact with the Air Force. I don't know why, but they are. This lipstick does not go with my makeup, but I don't know where my nude lipstick went. I think it's in my purse, and I don't want to get up. I'm gonna put my Morphe setting spray. One thing you dislike in the military. So I absolutely hate the fact that everybody gets mass punished even if someone made a mistake. For example, when I was in Okinawa, there was a certain person, I'm not going to say rank or if they're enlisted or officer, but there was a certain person that got in trouble for a DUI, and they punished all E5 and below, and it wasn't E5 and below. So it was just like a mass punishment, and then especially like in training situations, they'll punish everybody, which I get why, to kind of set, you know, give that person, set the example and stuff, but it's just kind of silly where, you know, one person makes a mistake and the mass is punished for it. This does not go together. Oh my god. It's a little too much for what I'm wearing, but I need to go shopping for more makeup, but that's another day. What are some ways you can promote in the Navy? So there's a couple ways on how to promote. There is obviously the advancement cycle, the advancement test, I'm sorry, and that kind of goes in for your evals. Your evals kind of get ranked against other sailors, and then you take a test, and then depending on the final multiple eval kind of go hand in hand, and then whatever the cutting score is, if you're above that you promote, and if you're under that you don't promote. You get points though, if that makes sense. So that is my take on that. That's how I promoted. And then there's also a meritoriously advancement program, and then it's called MAPPed. And I know some people, so for the advancement you can get pinned, you can get frocked, I'm sorry, and then you don't get paid until 6 months. I think that's the latest that you can get paid is 6 months for that pay grade. But for mapping, you get immediately frocked, and then you also get paid. So for MAP, your command has to put in a package for you. You can give them everything that you have to get promoted, and then it's up to the chain of command and to the CO if you get promoted. So I mean, it's cool, but both have their pros and cons. How long were you in depth? I was in depth for 6 months. They made me like RPOC of of the depth pool, so yeah. I was actually going to be RPOC in boot camp, but I realized that they got yelled at a lot, and I just kind of wanted to fly under the radar. So how long is your contract? So originally my contract was 5 years. When I got picked up for orders, that I had to observe to January of 2022. So originally I was supposed to get out in March of 2021, but they wanted me to extend up until January 2022. So I extended for 10 more months from my original time. So I'm gonna be in close to 6 years by the time I get out. So I will be 25 when I get out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know what wasn't recorded, but I apologize for that. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.